Test, test. Hello, hello, hello. Gloria, good to see you. Hang on a second. I gotta fix my screen here. So, we're waiting for a couple people to join me. Okay, I guess most of the No Kings protests were earlier. I'm not sure what's going on there right now, where the crowds are, but there's other stuff going on. Let's see. This is
and I care about all of that.
I think
so
replays
I
from
to
earlier.
And feel like my voice was heard and feel like I was actually doing an action.
Can you hear me?
Yes, the only minority that is ruining America is the billionaires. It's them. It's no one else except for them.
Hey, B. Good to see ya.
I think the majority of this country is for abortion, is for equal opportunity for women who are pregnant, disabled people, veterans, just all the different minority communities that just get ignored by politicians. And so I'm here today to show my support.
Welcome, everyone.
That I have to look at options for fleeing the country in order for my daughter to grow up.
Yeah, this is a rerun. Your Wi-Fi went down on Friday, Gloria? Huh. Who knows? So the chances of a thunderstorm tonight have gone up to 60%. And strong winds and mosquitoes and humidity and everything. Did you guys see the forecast? Yesterday was sunny, and tomorrow and the next few days sunny, sunny, sunny. But today, anything could happen. Clouds, lightning. Almost makes a believer out of me. But I believe in the nature goddess, so she's coming through.
I want people to wake up, see what's actually happening. You know, if you voted for Trump, sorry, it's going to impact you too. I'm not going to do the I told you so, but just figure out how we're going to fix this, because we got to come together. This is going to hurt us all.
Blame the Wi-Fi and the heat and humidity. Yeah, could be too. Are they playing Ice Ice Baby? Uh-oh. Strong thoughts and prayers for really bad weather. No, B, this isn't live. It was live. This is a rerun from today's Snow Kings. I guess they ended already. I don't know if it's just in DC. I think these are shots from all over, but I've got this guy here who's covering some other scenes. There doesn't seem to be a lot happening though. People standing on bridges and stuff, on overpasses, and a shot of the White House. Look at that, nice and hazy. Hang on a second. And apparently, they're fearing riots at Delaney Hall. We'll see about that too. They haven't gone live yet. In about 5 minutes, Status Quo News is going live in Newark, New Jersey, at the Delaney Hall ICE detention facility. It says riots feared after a protest retaliation. Riots feared in Delaney Hall ICE prison after protest retaliation is their headline, description, title thing. So yeah, just kind of keeping an eye on anything and everything that's moving. Mercado? Is Mercado live?
Oh, I know so.
Yeah, I don't see Mercado Media live today yet. Oh, gee, the last time you went live was 13 days ago. Hmm. Des, you'll be checking in off and on. Okay, no problem. That's what I'm here for. Oh, there's Hook Global is going live in another half hour with massive No Kings protests in DC. So we'll try to watch some other stuff And we'll catch that one when it goes live. And Delaney Hall too in just a few minutes with status coup news. I hope everyone's having a nice day, despite the retard's I mean the the dimwit's birthday. I hope everyone had a nice afternoon on the East Coast. Hope you spend it with loved ones. Okay. Miker, happy Sunday. We're still waiting on status coup. Their countdown ended, and it's just their thumbnail now. As soon as it goes live, I'll switch screens. What's that? Early congrats to the Canes. I have to switch my glasses. Hang on. Okay. Status coup is live. Hang on. Do you have audio? Can you hear the video? Do you have audio? Casper! Hey, girl.
Hiya, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, cool. Hey everyone in chat. Haven't clicked on chat yet,
Oops,
so
Gloria.
there it is on the screen. Hey Mike, Gloria. Des, yeah. B.
Hospital. She is
And
now
political dream, that's you, is it? Or
hey,
is
because
that
as you will
your-
see, she is walking with crutches because she hurt her ankle going down, and we'll be talking about that here in
Hang
our
on.
interview that I am just about to do.
There we go. Now?
And right before we get to that, there is a personal
Now do you
aspect
have
to the
audio?
story that I do want to acknowledge, and that is that
Yeah,
myself,
I can hear
John
Okay.
Farina behind the camera, we are both fathers. And right before we were coming out here to do this story, because this dropped on us, we found out about this as we were going to be taking John's daughter to a day at Coney Island to ride some rides, get some food, allow him to have some father-daughter bonding time. But that had to be cut short before we could even do it, so that we could tend to this family and a tragedy between father and daughter. And I myself am a new father. I have a 9-month-old at home. As soon as I heard about this story, the first thing that I did was text my wife and want to know that our daughter was safe and get a photo of her. And so there is a lot of emotion bound up for this in us as reporters, something I just want to acknowledge off the top that we will be dealing with. And now I'm going to go and get Deborah and Nayeli and bring them in here on this interview. We were going to start with them here on camera, but they were dealing with a few things here behind me. This is the mutual aid tent that families are using. So I wanted to give them the time to be able to do what they need to do as a family, but I also don't want to keep them too long from doing this interview because they have a long drive home. Something that we're going to talk about here is the amount of time and energy and emotion that they have to spend just being here, let alone having the pain inflicted on them by the Trump administration and Geo Group employees. So I'm going to go get them really quick, and we will be back on camera shortly. Deborah, are you ready?
Are you on or no?
Yeah, we are. Oh yeah. Just you, John. Do you want to approach them while I do the interview with her?
Deborah, do you want to sit? You going to sit? Okay.
Yeah.
Here you go.
I'm a little lightheaded
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, we can sit. Absolutely.
I'll read some of this, so hold on.
Yeah.
Are they leaving now? Do you know if they're leaving now? Don't worry about it. We'll get it. Okay.
But I will help you in 3 seconds.
Deborah, do you know if they're leaving now? Should we get them?
I'm not sure. I can wait.
Nayeli, I'll get you a chair, okay?
Yeah. We don't want to leave you. Here, I'll get her a chair here. Here, Nayeli.
$54 for a FIFA meal? That's not bad, Mike. For a FIFA meal? I would have thought it'd be like
Sit right here.
twice that, 3 times that. But if it's $54 for a hot dog, well, forget it.
We're good, John? Okay. So, Deborah, you've talked to us before. I want to start this story before we dive into a lot of the emotion and pain that happened out here today. I just want to start by just bringing our audience kind of up to speed on your story about your husband. I think a lot of people will be familiar with it at this point, but if you can just, why do you have to keep coming out here day after day, week after week?
So my husband has been here since March 26th. He was detained down South Jersey. Since he's been detained, they told him that they detained him due to the charges that he had pending against him. And then they said that he came to the United States 3 times and was deported 3 times. My husband has been here since 2001 and has never ever been deported. He's a hard-working father, a loving father that takes care of his children. He came to this country for a better life for him and his family. My husband is type 1 diabetic.
So you've been coming out here to visit him and to bring the kids to see him as well. How far of a journey is that for you? I know you don't just live around the corner.
So I live 2 hours away. Depending traffic, it could be 2.5 hours.
All right. So that's already a commitment to be out here. Can I get you to just tell me, start from the beginning of coming out here, what all involved before we describe what happened next?
So when I was on my way here, I just want to start off by saying that it kind of is inconvenient when you get turned down. I have no income right now, so the income that I was dependent on, it was dad's income because my son is on a life support ventilator machine due to him he stops breathing a lot. The last little bit of donations or like my brother giving money for gas and for tolls, it's hard. I put $50 in tolls and $80 in gas. That's $130 just to come one day to Delaney Hall. So when I arrived, I was very excited to come with the babies because we haven't seen him aside of the time that the protest has been happening and we were denied entry. I haven't seen him for a little over a month. Also because we were sick. So on my way here today, I came very excited with my brother, which is his brother-in-law, with my 2 children and Edgar's 2 children. When we arrived here at Delaney Hall, I got past the gates and I went into security to have my ID checked and to have us pass through security. When we seen this guy come in, enter where we were getting checked, and he approached me by saying, "Who are you here to visit?" And I said, "I'm here to visit." Why are you asking who I'm here to visit? He wasn't the person that was checking my ID or asking me. He just happened to come out of nowhere and say, "Who are you here visiting?" And I just simply asked because I don't know who he is. And then I said who I was here to visit, which is my husband, and he said, "You can't come. You're not permitted to visit today." And I said, "Why?" He said that he could just go off of the description to deny entry. He said that he seen me at the gate. The only time that I've ever been here was the only time that I came to see my husband on Memorial Day, and we were turned down. And that day when we were turned down, I had got shot by a rubber bullet. I had got mazed. I had got pepper sprayed. Just with all the families being in the area, not a part of the protest. My husband is not a part of the hunger strike because he's diabetic, but just being in the area and letting them know I'm coming from far and I just wanted to see my husband resulted in me being assaulted, me being denied entry. This is not fair. It's not fair. This is affecting my children big time. It's affecting my children. My children are sad, just coming out and asking the guard, why did you deny me? He had nothing to say, absolutely nothing. He said he was the supervisor. He didn't identify himself, who he was. He didn't say his name. I asked if I could speak to another supervisor. I got turned down. My daughter came out very overheated. My daughter ended up passing out in front of their gate. She had injured her foot, which she's on crutches, and the ambulance had came to check my sugar. My sugar was over 300. This is unnecessary. All we want to do is to see our loved ones. We're not here to create issues. I'm not coming here to create any issues. If anything, I've always said, I respect the guards. I know they have a job to do. I have nothing against the guard. All I want to see is my loved one. That's it. And to be turned down and for my daughter to be mistreated by some of the guards, it's unacceptable. It's not okay. It's not. And it's hurtful because the ones that are being mainly affected in all of this are the children.
And
Always.
I want to talk to Nayeli here in just a second, but right before I do, Nayeli, before I start to ask you some questions, I wanted to acknowledge that, when we came out here and when we started hearing your story, you had said that you were a little reticent to share about sharing everything or about being careful about what you had to say. Why was it? Why do you feel like you have to be careful about, what you say about your own personal story?
So I've never really wanted to talk to the media about my story because I have seen a lot of retaliation and I didn't want that. Obviously, I didn't want to be one of those people. Obviously I'm being retaliated just coming out to visit and being turned down. I'm not here to create any issues. As I said, I'm here to come and see my loved one. I don't know if there's visits or not. I can call, and when I do call, they're like, yes, there's visitations, and then I come here and I'm being turned down. There has been times that if it wasn't for other loved ones visiting their loved ones, I wouldn't know if I didn't have their information. Like us as families, we share our contacts with other families. So I can let, for instance, a person maybe that's not from their area, hey, there's no visitation. Like us as the family members visiting the detainees, we're helping each other through this. It's not like we're getting any notification or anything like, hey, there's no visitation at Delaney Hall. I don't know. And so I take that 2.5 hour drive all the way up here and then I get turned down at the gate. It affects my children. As I said, my son has epilepsy. He has chronic seizures where they're seizures that he could be triggered. He can be excited and he could be upset and it could trigger him a seizure. This whole thing that happened at Delaney Hall today could have caused them to have a seizure. I don't need extra tension on me right now. I have a lot going on to be worrying about my children being hurt and sick. Now I have to take her to a chiropractor. I have to take her to an orthopedic. Like it's unnecessary things that I have to deal with at the moment because of what's going on.
At the same time that you've lost your husband's income as well to help support the family.
Now I have an extra medical bill that I have to pay out of pocket for.
You started that first answer talking about this fear of retaliation. You talked about the protesting that you're talking about the protesting that you were doing outside. Do you feel like this is direct retaliation for the protesting that you were doing? That's why you're not allowed to see your husband?
For sure.
Sure. And I mean, Nayeli you have been, you've gone viral in some of the kind of, how just real you have been with us in some of the interviews that you have done. Deborah, do you feel like Nayeli's viral moments talking about ICE and about how they're treating her father, do you feel like those contributed at all to the retaliation here?
For sure. I mean, my daughter has never, had said anything disrespectful towards Gio or towards ICE. She's speaking. She's a 10-year-old that has feelings, that is speaking on how she feels. I mean, we have a First Amendment right. We can all protest peacefully. We can all come out here and speak and say how we're feeling. I mean, we're brave enough to come out here and share our stories with a lot of people because not a lot of people are brave to come out here and share their stories because they're hurting in different ways. We all share our stories different ways. Me sharing my story helps me get through my weeks and to become a little bit stronger because there's some days that I feel like I'm not strong and I feel like, thanks to the people at the tent that keeps us strong and going. And I don't have family, so my family is the people at the tent. That's who I call my family, is them. somebody that I could see her and talk to, a complete stranger. You know, to me, it's very upsetting because my daughter has never offended, has never been disrespectful. She has said things that were repeated to her. So the video where my daughter went viral, it wasn't that my daughter was speaking nasty about Gio. It was things that Gio said to my 10-year-old daughter that affected her. And that she went home later that night and was like, why did they speak to me like that? What did I do to deserve this? You know, she's only 10 years old. She don't mean no harm. All she wants is justice for her father and for her father to be back at home. My 10-year-old doesn't sleep at night. My 10-year-old and my 6-year-old, they're struggling with eating. They're struggling in school. You know, all we want is just justice, not only for her father, but everybody that is in her father's position.
Thank you for that. So I want to just underscore there, direct retaliation against this family not being allowed to see their father, their husband, because they are choosing to exercise their First Amendment right. Just being outside while protests are happening here is enough, apparently, to get you completely denied access to be able to see your loved one inside of a concentration camp like this, or speaking your mind. Using your First Amendment right to speech the way Nayeli has done is enough, apparently, to get you denied getting to be able to see your father as a 10-year-old girl. These are grown adults who work inside this facility who don't like what a 10-year-old girl is saying about her very real lived condition out here. And the way that they respond is to deny her access to her father, drive up her heart rate to the point that she passes out and needs an ambulance and to be taken to the hospital. Nayeli, I want to start by asking you, first of all, how are you feeling? Are you okay?
So I feel very upset because it's not fair anymore that we have to go through this. Me and my brothers, I don't sleep at night, and every time I go to school, I just tell myself, why do I have to go through this? Why? Just why? These people need to get served by justice. These people, they weren't made by God. And it's not fair to these people because if it wasn't for the people in this tent that they didn't catch me, I would have been like really hurt.
And she has a lump on the back of her head. I mean, a big lump on the back of her head that it could have caused her to have severe injuries, such as maybe something with her head, like a fracture or internal bleeding. This could have been worse. I mean, she fell on concrete, and instead of Gio coming in and saying, hey, is your baby okay? How can we help? They completely ignored. It's just to show that they have no heart. Like, I don't have anything against Gio, but we have children out here. We have to have a little bit of empathy to have a heart, just a little bit, to have a heart for these children on how they're feeling. We're not out here creating issues. We're not out here looking for problems. We're not out here acting a fool. Yes, I agree. There has been protesters come in and maybe acting a little out how they shouldn't be acting, but we're not doing that. We're coming here and we're being denied entry.
Nayeli, I want to talk about how you were feeling when the people inside told you that before you came outside, before you fell, when they first told you that you couldn't see your dad, what were some of the emotions that you were feeling?
Sad, angry, and upset because I had anxiety really bad. And as soon as I left, I started crying because this isn't fair. Why does this have to go through us? It's just not fair anymore. It's time to let go of this. These people need to shut down Delaney because it's just not fair anymore. There's a lot of people over here that are suffering, that they're not eating, and when I go home, I tell my mom all the time, I'm not hungry, but I'm actually hungry. But I tell my mom that I'm not hungry just so I don't eat. And it's not fair
Man.
anymore because I always tell myself, oh, I want to kill myself, that I don't want to be here anymore.
Oh,
I
man.
wish God never made me. And it's because of these people. These people, they don't have a heart for these kids. And if it wasn't for the tent people, I like I said, I wouldn't be alive. And
That's sad. That's sad that a 10-year-old little girl says that if it wasn't for these organization people, that she would take her life. As a mother, that makes me angry. As a mother, that makes me sad because no 10-year-old child should be ever thinking about taking her life or not being wanting to be here because her father is dearly missed. I mean, this is a father. We're not talking about a father that came to United States to commit a crime or to come here and molest people or to beat people or to rape people or to kill people. I mean, it's a father that commits 24 access, 24 hours of his time working 2 jobs, overtime to take care of his loved ones, his children, his child that's on a ventilator machine that costs over $80,000. I mean, a loving father that goes above and beyond, not only for us, but also for the community. You know, there's never been a time that my husband was asked to do something and he didn't do it. He's like, yeah, I'm going to do it. You know, he's just a loving father that goes above and beyond.
Yeah, what you're talking about is just living the American dream. But there's one member of this family that we haven't heard from yet. First, can I get you to say your name, my man? Oh, he's got to run off. But he's talking about living the American dream. Yeah.
my name.
Tell him how you feel and how you miss Puppy, okay?
My name is Javier. Me on a machine for 10 minutes to 10 hours, and in the morning we always need to take it off, get ready for school, and when we go to school we always fail, like not get good grade because we not focus in school. We focus about my dad, and people bully me, and me just stand up for my love and just worried about my dad. And yeah, me miss my dad not sleeping with me. So
How old are you, Avi?
this.
6. Yeah. He's 6. I bet. Yeah. I bet you miss.
And one thing them told us, them always tell us we have visitation, and them always lie to us.
Mm.
And they'll make us come all the way 2 hours over here.
How does it make you feel when you get lied to about being able to see your dad and then they tell you can't?
Me get really angry.
Really angry. How did you feel when you saw your sister fall down today?
Mad.
Yeah.
He has a speech delay as well. So he really doesn't talk very clear. I'm very proud of him because this is his first time that he's ever been able to speak up, and he did good. And maybe the media, it kind of is a little hard to understand him, but he did
These
absolutely good.
babies.
I think
Breaks my
Evan is
heart.
perfectly clear. I've certainly done worse interviews than that. He is he's well away, I think, if he wants to hold a microphone just like me someday, maybe.
For sure.
That's
All we want
like
is
one
justice. Like I said, we don't want to continue being retaliated against. If this was a one-time thing where we weren't allowed entry, again, we didn't come here to cause any issues. We just wanted to see our loved one. Yeah, in the moment I got heated, I cried, I threw my phone, I threw my keys, but it's emotions that are respected. I mean, I'm human, you know. I'm a human being that is struggling on a daily basis. That I've left my job to be able to attend my son 24 hours throughout the day. You know, has been affected me big time, has taken a lot away from me and my family. Just with dad not being around, it's hard. recently was hospitalized in the hospital for a week. I had my gallbladder removed, where the bile exploded into my liver. Now the hospital's telling me I might need a liver transplant.
Oh,
I mean,
Jesus.
I'm a 29-year-old woman that has
Unbelievable.
never had a drug addiction. I've never
And this is
drunk.
just
I
one
don't
story,
smoke. I mean,
you
my liver
know.
should be
Yeah.
perfectly fine, but you know,
It's
even the stress.
oh, it's so I can't listen anymore. It's just too much. Oh, well, we've got other things to protest around the world too. There's a G7 summit protest in Europe.
Oh,
And of course, Albania, the Flamingo Revolution is still going on. Let's have a
yeah,
look. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and the president, or is it a prime minister there? I forget.
I
Anyway,
think it's
he's
yeah.
yeah, I think it's a prime minister. He's dug in even more on the sale. I mean, unbelievable. So hang on, I'll just switch tabs here and get some of this European protest. I wish we could do split screens with more than one tab playing. I could do that on OBS, but then it's trouble getting a panel on with me. So
Right.
it's always something.
I only know how to
Okay,
work the
let's.
camera, and that's it. Just about.
Well, it took me several years, and I'm still learning to do all these things. You have
Yeah.
to switch your browser and use different apps and platforms for different things. It's ridiculous. Where am I? Oh, volume. Here we go. This is in Geneva, Switzerland.
Right.
I'm not. Why are they angry?
Well, there's always G7 protests. There is,
Yes,
because
there's always thousands of demonstrators take to the streets.
it's because of wealth inequality mainly. That's the main thing about it. Well, that's the way I understand it. You know, because they see the countries basically as selling out to like massive corporations. So and they don't look after people anymore. So that's part
Yeah,
of it.
activists rally against global economic policies, war, climate
Yeah.
inaction, and inequality. Swiss authorities deployed around 4,000 troops. What else? Okay, public is facing restrictions. Security is being reinforced along the borders and key transport routes as the city embraces one of the largest anti-G7 mobilizations in years. Huh. Okay.
I think they had the G20 in Belfast a couple of years ago, and it was, but they had it way down in like, I think they had it on an island in Fermanagh, so there wasn't really like the Belfast was full of Scottish and English police which had been brought over apparently in case there was trouble, but there wasn't like any trouble really at all, so there wasn't. It definitely didn't look like that, so it did.
Oh, jeez. So, has it calmed down? The rioting
It
there
seems
is,
to have,
yeah.
everyone's still a bit kind of waiting, if you know what I mean. But
It's always a kind of a
yeah, I
wait and
think
see. Anything
yeah,
could touch it off again.
yeah. There was a massive anti-racism rally yesterday in Belfast, so there was obviously people coming out in support,
Oh,
for
let me
the
see
people who
here.
have been affected. I think I might have put. I'll see if I have it in my
Did you put a link in there somewhere?
Clipboard.
Oh,
I'll see.
well,
It'll
I've
be
got
in
a.
there's a tab in the
Is it
in the
BBC?
lounge. So there is. Hang on.
Well, I'm just gonna Google one up
I
here.
think there might be a video in this.
Belfast, thousands denounce violence and
Yeah.
anti-racism rally. No humanism illegal. Let me see if I could find the video. Okay. Yeah, there's a video here. Okay.
It was crazy though what happened here during the week.
Police in Belfast rush people to safety as homes and cars are set on fire by anti-immigration protesters in Northern Ireland. Many of them were young people, clad in black with their faces covered. They even attacked a bus.
I saw, particularly in these two streets, just violence upon violence. I think I could use the word anarchy. It took us back certainly to times in the Troubles.
And Selma Shima is from the Democratic Republic of Congo and has been living in Northern Ireland since 2013.
I'm afraid maybe I might be the next to be attacked on the street. So I don't know what to take my family, my children, who is 9 years old, who is asking me every question that crosses his mind, and I don't know how to answer him.
The riots started after video of a knife attack in Belfast circulated online. The victim, seen here being helped by passers-by, was taken to hospital with serious injuries. The suspect is a 30-year-old Sudanese man who applied for asylum after entering Northern Ireland in 2023. Irish officials say emergency crews responded to dozens of incidents of arson and disorder across Belfast.
Nothing can justify the violence that we saw on the streets of Northern Ireland last night, with masked thugs trying to burn and intimidate people out of their homes. Those organising these protests,
this was at the
and they're doing so to protect
anti-racism
communities. In fact, they're doing the very
Okay.
opposite.
I put a thing in the chat. It's from
Yeah.
the BBC, but I think
Oh,
there
okay.
might be a video in the article. It's
Okay.
in the
Great.
card.
All right. Thank you, dear. There we got it. Okay. Ah! In a second. Keeps redirecting me.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Why is it not playing? Come on. Nothing. Uh-oh. Well, it's not playing. I don't know why. I'll have to look for another source, but I'm glad they did a counter protest.
Yeah. It's
Let's see.
I think Middle East Eye as well. I think they did a short on it yesterday. I think I watched it. I think RTE as well may have covered it.
RNZ. I've got something here. Oh, it's just images. Good grief. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I got it.
Up there. Hi, Aaron.
Hey, Aaron. Welcome to the weekly Click the Buttons Fest. We're trying to cover as much as we can. Protests, counter protests, ridiculous birthday thunderstorms, all of that. Hang on. Is it sharing yet? Where is it? There we go.
Protesters in Belfast gathered to say show some love and that no one is illegal. In an anti-racism rally at City Hall, builders together against hate. This after anti-immigrant tension in the city.
Those people are here, they're doing a great job. They're working in our hospitals, in our service industry, and they are more than welcome to be in Belfast.
And I say to those racists, you're not welcome. This isn't your city. This belongs to everybody.
2 nights of disorder earlier this week began with a video that went viral on social media of a knife attack on Monday night. A Sudanese man is charged with the attempted murder of a man who remains in hospital. Protests turned violent when groups of masked men set fire to several homes they believed to house immigrants. Vehicles were torched and businesses targeted. This member of Northern Ireland's Assembly is calling for calm, saying the violence against immigration is not acceptable.
Frustrations about that should not be visited on ordinary migrants here who are living and working in Belfast and across Northern Ireland, playing a vital role in our health service and our businesses, contributing to our economy and to our society. And I just appeal for calm and for wiser heads to prevail.
Northern Ireland went through decades of sectarian conflict. Community organisers say that in recent years, those tensions have increasingly been replaced by hostility towards ethnic minorities.
Oh, what a world, what a world.
Yeah.
There's some...
A lot of the news and stuff, and the police are saying that a lot of it as well was directed by like Elon Musk and Tommy Robinson too. Like they were, you know, like putting it out on their accounts to make it like way bigger. You know, the protests and everything. You know what I mean? Like they were. So, and then there's other people as well probably involved, but it's just it was linked as well this time to it's not just like an internal thing to Northern Ireland. It's, you know, like a wider thing with the UK anti-immigrant sentiment and the whole anti-immigrant sentiment like that's going on in Europe as well, especially at the minute.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like there's wider things this time with this. You know, it's not just local.
No, we're not singling out Belfast or Northern Ireland for this kind of a reaction. No, we understood, but yeah, that's what we've got to combat, all of us, everywhere in our fucking backyards, these bastards. And speaking of in our backyard, our prime minister is in your backyard, or has he left yet? I think he might have.
He's still here.
Oh, is he? Yeah, he planted a tree in County Mayo. I guess that's where his family's from.
Yeah.
And they're strengthening ties with trade and specific key areas of drugs, as in, you know, pharmaceuticals. What else? Agriculture, was it? And AI. Good old AI.
I know. Don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, here's
the Irish government like Mark Carney anyway, because he helped them remember the financial crisis back in 2008?
Yeah, for sure.
So he whatever group of countries, whatever way they worked it out, whoever owed money to whatever, Ireland was in a different group. He made sure that Ireland was like in a separate group or whatever. So apparently that's, you know, that like they give him kudos for that. Like it was brought up before he came here the other day on like a news report. So it's obviously still like reticent for a lot of people, you know. So
do you have that?
He's Irish, so he is. Well, his grandparents moved to Canada, I think, in 1925 or 6. So they did. So
Did you have a clip of the Taysok or somebody giving him that credit, or is it out in the chat?
Yeah, it might be in the Canadian Drain.
Oh,
I think
here's
it's
something
like
I
the
can.
second video. The
Yeah.
second one's from RTE as well. I think it's part of the Taoiseach speech. So it is.
But in this small village of Ahagower in Western Ireland, it's personal for the Prime Minister. Carney's grandparents, Robert Carney and Nora Moran, lived here before immigrating to Canada in 1925. The locals have treated Carney as one of their own, with some calling his ancestral homecoming the village's Obama moment, cheering and yelling, "Welcome home, Mark." Prime Minister arrived at St. Patrick's Church for morning mass. Some people we spoke with in the crowd had traveled up to an hour to be here in the hopes of shaking his hand.
And for my little son to meet him too, or to see him, it's just an exciting day in the west of Ireland.
This is all for you.
This local shop wanted to make Carney feel at home, hanging Canadian flags ahead of the visit.
As soon as it was announced that he was becoming Prime Minister in Canada, we had a steady stream of a lot of Canadian tourists coming on day trips out to the village to see the place where he was bred, born and reared.
The cherry on top of the preparations, creating a Mark's Maple Sundae in honor of the Prime Minister.
Maple syrup and a real Irish treat on top.
Even though the ingredients may not be 100% Canadian.
Is it real maple syrup?
Oh, well, I think it's pretty good, pretty close.
To commemorate the visit, Carney planted an Irish oak just a few meters away from where his grandparents are buried. Carney is visiting those graves privately, a full circle moment, showing how 100 years can turn a family from immigrants looking for a better life to the leader of a G7 country. Gillian Piper, Global News, Ahagower, Ireland.
And then he gave remarks at the dinner the other night too. I'm going to play just his remarks and skip over the other.
Hi, Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron. So this is Casper on with me, and yeah, Gloria.
Yeah, Gloria. I am in Belfast.
Thank you so much for those thoughtful remarks and for your continued commitment to the strong and enduring relationship idir Éire agus Canada. It is my great honour, Anish, to invite the Prime Minister of Canada, the Right Honourable Mark Carney, to address our guests this evening. Prime Minister, Tá fáilte rót. Monsieur.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm overwhelmed. Thank you, Taoiseach, for those remarkable words, the sentiments. I won't take it personally. Between our countries, between our peoples, the most important. Friends, relatives, distinguished guests, colleagues, it is a distinct honor for me to be here with you, to be here in Dublin Castle. This is the first time I've come across the threshold to be here. Certainly, I never thought I would be here. I never thought I would cross this threshold. And certainly, my ancestors probably never would have wanted to. Taoiseach, as you captured so beautifully in your remarks, the friendship, the kinship that exists between the Canadian and the Irish people, how special that is. Forged by geography, values, shared culture, carried by generations of authors, poets, artists, entrepreneurs. Not sure how much economists did for it, but I'll take the compliment. Renewed and strengthened by our growing ties, in no small part due to your leadership. We thank you. But what makes this true friendship, true kinship, not just a partnership, is that these are bonds that didn't begin at a summit. They weren't negotiated or signed. They're bonds that began with the crossing of thresholds. As you said, of thresholds of doorways in Mayo, in Cork and Donegal, families or individuals stepping out, looking westward, uncertain of what lay on the other side, only the hope that something better might. People crossing thresholds to start new lives on a new continent without forgetting the old. Now, I'd like to thank you, Mary Concannon, for reintroducing me to an Irish poet and philosopher, John O'Donoghue, who spent much of his life writing and thinking, attending to thresholds, those liminal moments when one thing becomes another, when a person steps out from what they've known into what they cannot yet see. Sometimes this can be crossed in a morning, sometimes it takes a generation. Every one of them, at every one of these crossings, something is handed on. It's not always spoken, not always fully understood, but handed on nonetheless. And O'Donoghue, for those in this room would know his work, wrote in effect blessings for people standing on the edges about to cross. Those blessings also hold for those who have already crossed. Again, sometimes who carry on those blessings without fully knowing them. So my grandparents crossed their threshold in Mayo a century ago into a life of a country that was still building itself, as Canada always has. And they were part of 4.5 million Canadians who were the product of similar decisions. Right, James? Yes, absolutely. Today, 500,000 people who travel between our countries every year cross thresholds. Now, there's one other threshold that I'll mention, at which Canada, Ireland, Europe now stand, and that's the rupture in the global system. From rules-based to arms-based, from right to might, from values to vanquished. Where will we go, and to what purpose? And I'd suggest that the thresholds that we have crossed and those before us have crossed, the shared values that have been forged in doing so, will bring us forward. An Irish poet, John O'Donoghue, showed us thresholds. A Canadian poet who found a spiritual home in Ireland can guide us through it. Leonard Cohen called on us to, and you're familiar with this, to ring the bell that still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everything, and that's how the light gets in. In every moment where there's a crack, in this time when there's a rupture, there's possibility. It's our responsibility, it's our opportunity as Canada and Ireland in this hinge moment of history to find that light. And I know we will. So let me conclude and offer a blessing of my own. I'd ask you to charge your glasses, but I don't think you can, so we'll do this in anticipation. And if you can you share it with the rest of us? A blessing to the kinship between the Irish and Canadian people. May we always meet each other at the threshold and cross it together. Sláinte.
Yeah, that was pretty powerful, and it, addresses the moment too of the intolerance and hatred and all of that. I mean, we were all immigrants, every one of us, no matter where we live, we were an immigrant at some point in our history, ancestrally.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Probably go into that in more depth at a later time, but I just want to check back with all of the other stuff here in North America. Oh, that crowd in Geneva is looking pretty cool. Hang on a second.
Okay, oh, definitely well after this, Gloria. So, well, it's just I have one screen, so I can't I can't do internet searches at the same time.
That looks like fun. I don't think this is Geneva. Maybe. Oh, it looks like fun. Okay, let me look at Hook Global. I don't know. It says it's in Geneva, but somehow that doesn't look like Geneva to me. Could be. I don't know. And there's the Flamingo Revolution going on in Albania. Huh. I'm just going to look in general for protests. Oh, Glasgow, here we go. Yesterday, they had a standoff too, anti-immigration bastards. Look at them, these little fuckers.
Yeah, that's what I mean about the coordination thing as well, because one of the nights that there was protests in Belfast, and there was in Glasgow as well. I think there was trouble in Greenock and all too, you know, so it's been, and then there was more obviously then the week before that in Southampton after that other guy remember he got stabbed, and then the court case came up, and then he was sentenced then, so then the media were allowed to report on it. So there was trouble the previous week in Southampton as well. So the whole anti-immigration thing has been building, you know, over the last wee while. you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, and
Yeah,
then
it's
obviously
it's.
what happened on Monday night in Belfast, you know,
Mm-hmm.
the video of the attack was all over social media, like
Mm-hmm.
within a couple of hours. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't
Yeah.
think like people had edited it or censored it or anything in any way, like the way that you would view it on the news, if you know what I mean. You
Yeah.
know, so
Yeah, I
everybody's
know.
seeing everything. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it, and yeah, so for here as well, there's one part of the community especially, they're very anti-immigrant. So then they're the ones, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
them, well, the majority would be the ones that you've seen, you know.
Yeah, well, they're trying to push that crap in Alberta, and we're not prone to protesting or rioting here in Canada. It
Yeah,
takes a lot to get us into a real riot. So,
yeah.
but it's still here.
Mhm.
TV2. Man, I wish you'd hooked up with me on Zoom because I don't know that you. I don't know. It was hard to try and talk to you by email, man, about all that stuff, especially with two email accounts at one time. It's frustrating. I appreciate everything you're doing, but I don't like that you don't understand what what it was that I was asking of you. So I'd love to see what you've got done, but I don't want it to be a frustrating thing for you or make you spend time on it that you don't have to. You know what I mean? So I'd rather talk to you one on one about it, um, or just wait and see what you send me. I mean, that document I sent you had all of the links, but I had to transfer it to you in a PDF file because I don't think you could open it as a Google document. I'm not sure, but if you're using the PDF file, the links I sent might not be in a clickable format, but you should have been able to copy and paste them into, into the YouTube search bar and find them that way. And I time stamped them, so yeah, I usually use OBS to record them from the timestamps, but you can use any video capture device on your computer. So yeah. Anyway, that's why I wanted to talk to you on Zoom and get that cleared up. But um, yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. We'll talk later. uh, okay, yeah, let's look at Glasgow. Same black outfits, just like the Nazis in the U.S. with their beige pants. This is just ridiculous. How can you take them seriously? I mean, just look at them. How do you take these arseholes seriously? It's just hooliganism without the football. I mean, of course they're dangerous, like they did to Belfast. There's always that risk,
Yeah,
but I mean, I bet half of them aren't even from there,
yeah,
or not from Glasgow anyway, but they're coming over from all kinds of places. You can get around Europe so much more easily than, you can in the
yeah,
States or Canada. So they go around looking like they're more and badder than they really are. And if they think that the government doesn't have eyes on them, they're crazy. Well, yeah, they're crazy anyway, but I mean, when I say I can't take them seriously, I don't mean I can't take their their the damage that they do seriously. It's just look at them. Look at them. Jeez. Oh, they're seriously fucked in the head.
yeah. I haven't been to Scotland in about nearly over 10 years now, but it's like obviously, yeah, Scotland, England, and Wales would have got more immigration generally over the last like 50 years or 60 years or whatever, than the north of Ireland or Northern Ireland would have, obviously, because we had the troubles here, so nobody came here for years. So now people are starting to choose to come here,
Oh, I
to
see. I
build it
see.
out
Yeah.
and things like
Yeah.
that. Like our
Mm.
population here is 97% white in the north of Ireland, so there's only 3% of people that don't look white, so
Mm.
and but they're using lines like we're being invaded and and things like that, and it's just that's why obviously there were so many people out at the anti-racist protest in Belfast and stuff, because they want people to come here, and especially, and since Brexit as well, that means a lot of the workers that would have worked in like healthcare and places
Yeah.
like that, or cars and things like that, they're not European anymore. So the
Mm.
government are having to go further to get people to come here to work, because you just can't come
Mm.
here and work anymore if you're an EU citizen. It's a lot more complicated, and there's like a price thing basically that you have to. It's just a whole lot more complicated, and the way Europeans were treated with Brexit as well, I don't think a lot of them would want to necessarily pick here first. So.
Mm.
But yeah, so there's a whole load of different, issues connected to this whole thing. But that, like
Yeah.
over the last week, it's just been horrible. So it has, and especially for anybody here or in any of those communities that feel
Mm.
that like that they're not safe. Like nobody should be living like that, So it's and it's not who like we are here. Like, oh, like it's not like what I mean, and it's shocked a
Yeah.
lot of people as well. So it has, but
Oh, I'm sure. And yeah, I mean, it's just so recent that um, you know the troubles ended or ended. Yeah, and then like I said, there's all kinds of little embers and smoking
yeah,
fires that just don't take much to touch them off.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. TV2, if you're still here, you're saying my video would end up being close to an hour in length? It shouldn't. It shouldn't. It should only be about 25 to 30 at the most. That's another reason we needed to talk. Anyway, so let's go back to see if there's anything happening yet. Okay. There was supposed to be more No Kings this evening. Uh, I think Hook Global was carrying it. Four hours ago. Trump must go, no. Anti-Trump protests erupt across U.S. That was Jacob Soboroff has a MS Now piece about it. Let's see, today upload. All right, this money control channel just has a loop, but I thought something was. No, I hit the notification on. Oh, Stocks Family Farm, no kings and flag wave. Aw, that's cute. Hang on. And give these guys some love. It's like just a little town.
Sal, dude. By the way, you're a Sal fan. Who loves Sal as much as I do? I'm Sal's #1 fan.
Yeah, he's mine. He's mine. He's obsessed. He loves
Sal
me.
is in love with you, dude.
Little chopper.
Sal wants that ass. Sal wants that booty. Knocking on the booty.
Man.
Guys, I think I'm addicted to trolling the crowd here. I
How
love
long-
TJ though, man. That's one of the reasons I'm here. Is one, it's Sunday. Because Sunday's actually my most available days to hang out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Saturday I'm usually up hanging out with my girlfriend and shit like that. Because we don't always feel like a ton of time together. We don't live together and stuff.
Yeah.
So we try to spend as much time together.
I hope there's lots and lots of little channels like that, or little towns that are also representing. Yeah, okay, here we go. Live in 2 hours. Anti-Trump protests live in DC. Huge No Kings protest in Washington against US President Donald Trump. Yeah, there's not much live going on right now, you guys. We could keep going live now, or I can restart it in 2 hours when all of this goes down and the bugs start flying in DC and sweaty men get sweatier in the heat and the lightning storm moves closer. Okay, TV2 says I have three or four shots at 3 minutes each. 8-minute clip. Okay. Okay, TV2. All right. Thank you. Oh, going to see your son's new house. Cheers. Cool. Congrats to your son. So, what do you think? Census, shall we shut down for now and then restart in 2 hours-ish? I think we can do that. Or I can, certainly.
Yeah.
You too, Casper?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Okay, you guys, we're gonna go by Hook Global or whatever this other channel is. News Loop and Hook Global are set to go live in 2 hours. So join us then. And thanks, Casper, already for the first part of this, for sharing what we got going on.
No worries.
Yeah.
No worries.
Okay. It's kind of a fly by our pants stream today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have loads of YouTube things in my clipboard, and I can't remember
Yeah.
what videos they are, so I don't want to.
Yeah, that's all right.
you know,
Well, we can curate a few more to go later. Hey, Bats, batch of cookies. You're late. That's all right. We just you can rewatch what we showed if you want, and we'll be back in a couple hours. If you're around, catch us then. So thanks, everyone. Cheers. See you later.
Take care, everyone.